Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So, the video today is on this 2009 BMW 3 Series. I believe this is the E90, and this particular car is the 318i. I believe this is a 2-liter petrol, if I'm not mistaken. And the car came to me because of a misfiring, I was told. I have not scanned the car yet, but I was told it was a misfiring. Apparently some parts have been already thrown at it without a fix. So I don't know exactly what has been put into the car or fitted into the car. It looks like it came like this. It looks like the oily spark plug. Okay, so it looks like this spark plug at least has been fitted. It doesn't look very good if this is how it came out. Not sure which cylinder. Don't know if they just replaced this one. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have a look. And I don't know if anything else has been thrown at it. I think it has, but we're gonna have a look. But in the meantime, we are going to put this into a auto scan. So there we go. So the 318 with the N43 engine. Okay, is the E90 as I said. And we will just do an auto scan. I'll put it to do an auto scan. In the meantime, we are gonna go under the bonnet and we're gonna have a look, do a visual inspection, see exactly what's been done on the car, if we can figure it out just by looking, etc, etc. But yeah, that's the problem. It's a misfiring. I will start the engine in the meantime, and I'll show you exactly how bad the misfire is. It is bad. I've seen it running, obviously. Actually, the car was over there. If you've seen the video for the Golf, when I moved the car to here, it's definitely misfiring, quite badly actually. So yeah, but let's gonna look under the bonnet and carry on from there. Can't really see a lot, but I think the first thing I'm gonna do, guys, is remove those covers, remove the engine cover here, so we can have a look underneath. But yeah, it looks clean, but that doesn't really mean nothing, obviously. Okay, rather than an auto scan, let's just quick check the engine ECU. The engine light was flashing, by the way. Let me just read the codes, then I'll start the engine to show you. Let's see if it confirms the misfiring. Most likely it will, I guess. Okay, so combustion cylinder 3, fuel injection cylinder 3, and present catalytic converter sulfurized. So obviously the misfiring could cause that, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. These are the first two. These are the ones we need to worry about to start with. Let me just quickly start the engine and I will show you exactly how bad it runs. So engine light was flashing yesterday. Okay, let me show you the exhaust. Okay, I can tell you one thing, I smell petrol. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I can smell petrol at the exhaust, which is not very good. As you can see, the car is running really rough. And you can definitely see the car shaking. It's definitely misfiring, no questions asked. So let's gonna start to take that off and have a look underneath the engine cover, see what's been done, and start to trace the fault, try to see what's going on. And just before, so as you can see, the engine light is now flashing, and also obviously the faults were absent because the engine was not running, but obviously as soon as you start the engine, the first fault is already there, and I'm sure we'll be able to confirm that on my live data. Well, that's gonna be then maybe there. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so there he is. Okay, so let's gonna now do what I've just said and then carry on from there. Okay, on a quick inspection, the car had coil packs. So as you can see, this is number 3. It's going to be number 1. So they are all marked. Really? Okay, looks like he's gone. So as I was saying, 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you pull it out, I'm not 100% sure if this is 21st of May 2016, or if it's the other way around, if it's year, month, and then date. But still, even if it's 2016, the car is 2009, and these already had coils. Again, let me check some other ones. Just curiosity. Oh. So I have a feeling, or it's quite obvious, that this has been replaced. Okay, so it's actually the year is the first one, as you can see. So we're now in 2024, so this is 24th of September 2020. Those are 2021, so they are brand new coil packs. So the car had coil packs, or ignition coils, sorry. So the car had ignition coils, had spark plugs. I can see they are brand new, and we have seen at least one in there. I don't know if they changed these ones, but the misfiring is on cylinder 3. So the only thing left now is to check my injector, at least for now. I can't really see. It looks, I can see another thing, which is that yellow paint. So I don't know, that's usually a scrapyard mark. So I don't know, have they changed this pump, the high pressure pump? Possibly, I'm not sure, not really sure. So yeah, let's gonna look at some live data, see if we see anything, I don't know, that might give us any clues. Okay, my high fuel pressure is about right. It's fluctuating quite a lot, obviously with the engine not running smooth, that's going to fluctuate, but it's around 150 bars, somewhere around there, which is about right for idling. 150 bars, I'm pretty sure it's that. Let me have a look again, just so I don't get, hold on, under 150 hectopascals. Yeah, 150 bars. Yeah, 150 bars. Well, we have low pressure. Let me see if I have the necessary pressure, about 5 bars. Yeah, we do have about 5 bars on the low side. So fuel pressures, so far they look good. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, that's just what it is. There's no faults for timing. Plus, I'm pretty sure that if my timing was a problem, it would affect other cylinders rather than just one cylinder. Let's just confirm again that that's my only fault. There we go, still the only fault. Right, let's do something then. Okay, pulled injector 3 and 4. This is number 4. You can see the color is slightly different, so this is number 4. Okay, and this is number 3, and look what it says in there. No, it's nothing to do with 3, it says N43. That's the code of the engine. So this injector has been replaced. You can see the colors are different, etc, etc. Yeah, this injector has been already replaced. Okay, I don't think the injector is leaking, because if it was leaking, I guess that would affect my rail pressure. But I've just put him here like this, and and plus was no signs of leaking down here. So, but we're gonna just quickly turn the ignition on and see if there's any leakage, at least with the 5 bars from the lift pump in the tank. Obviously we can't start the car, but we'll check it like this. So let me turn the ignition on. And there is, ignition is on, and we have, what? Start drop. Oh gosh, it's leaking. This injector is leaking. Yes, it is. This injector is leaking. So if it is leaking with 5 bars, imagine what's going to happen with 150. Wow. Definitely. Yeah, 100% leaking. Haha. And this is here in the system. Let the petrol to get here and it's going to definitely leak. Let me cycle the ignition a few times. Actually, let me prime a little bit the injector, because I want to see the petrol leaking here, and I want to show you that. Just hold a second. Let me crack open these nuts here to get rid of the air until we get petrol here, and then I'll show you. Okay, I gave a quick release here to get rid of any air, and now we're going to, using the maxi sys, I'm going to activate the pump for 20 seconds. I think it's 20 seconds. There we go. So 5.8 bars, and there it comes. It's already there. It's forming a little droplet. So as you can see, it's activating the pump at 5.8 bars. And let me see if I can twist this phone. Actually, let me take the phone from here, the stand. Whoops, let me show you. There, look at that. Can you see there? Look. Yep, that's a bad injector. That injector is leaking. It should be just like this one, completely dry, and it's definitely leaking. 100%. It just turned the pump off, I think. Yeah, it's definitely leaking. Okay, that's not very good news for the owner, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's see what he wants to do. But just before we actually ring the guy and tell him he's gonna need a new injector, I thought it would be interesting to just put the injectors back in but swap them around. So put number 3 on number 4 and number 4 on number 3. And I'm pretty sure you guys guess what's going to happen is our misfiring is going to move. And if he does this, then there's no questions about. And just so we do the job correctly, let's going to code the injectors because we swapped them around. So I got pictures of the actually injectors themselves. So we are going to code number 3 in the place of number 4 and number 4 in the place of number 3. You can't really use these numbers because these numbers kind of change when you put the original number. That number kind of changed. So number 4 in here, for example, just as curiosity, it was 572241. This was which one is which? No, number 3. Sorry. Number 3 was 57241, and number 4 was 579218. And as you can see, the numbers don't match because they change when you put them in. As you can see in there. Okay. it explains you in there why it does it. So anyway, let's go and code the injectors and then clear the codes, start the car and see what happens. Okay, all done. And again, I repeat myself, explains in there that the number might change slightly. That's not a fault, so don't get panic about. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to want to proceed the end function, continue. Oh crap, escape, and okay, so let's gonna go back now, and let's gonna go to diagnosis control unit. So what I want to do now is literally clear the codes and restart the engine. Really. So let's see, just to confirm the codes one last time. I guess there they are. Cylinder 3. It's gonna erase these codes. Okay, let's confirm that there is no codes detected. It's gonna come out, cycle the ignition and start this thing. Is there anything that's gonna fall off? I don't think it will. Let's gonna try to start this thing. Okay, it's running. It is misfiring, and that guys also explains that leak explains the smell at petrol I mentioned when I went to show you the exhaust. It definitely smells petrol. So there we go, misfiring. And now let's fingers crossed that my misfiring is now on cylinder number 4. It is, it isn't. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually interesting. Still on number 3. Ooh. Oh dear, that's a different story now. Okay, so we have 2 issues now. We have an injector leaking on number 4. Well, now he's on number 4. We have an injector that is leaking, and we have something wrong on number 3. Whatever. Now, wow, I was definitely thinking that my problem would move. Okay, that's really interesting. Let's just look at some live data. Yeah, it's definitely still on number 3. So it looks like that leaking on the injector might not be my problem, or at least is not causing an issue to throw anything really. But I will have to recommend the injector leaking to be changed. Explain that to the guy is going to be a little bit tricky, but oh well. Right, so we have definitely something on number 3. What am I going to do next? Dear, let me think. Let me think. Okay, and my next now is a helicopter. Right, so my next step was to check wiring. So I got hold of some diagrams just to make it quicker. Everything goes where it should go, with a good resistance on all the wires for injector 3 and 4. I check only 3 and 4, so wiring is not a issue. ECU doesn't have any marks of being underwater, so if you guys know, it's a quite common issue on these cars. The drain gets blocked and the box just fills with water. Anyway, so yeah, so at the moment I think my next only thing to do is, it could still be a fault with the ECU, or it could be a mechanical problem in that cylinder. My next step, guys, is going to be probably make sure I have a pulse into the injector. If we do have a pulse into the injector, then oh well, it looks like it's going to be a mechanical problem. We don't know yet, but let's gonna do our next check. Okay, so the next step was to check if we have a pulse to the injector, to open and close the injector, obviously. I first did number 1 just to compare the signal, and we do have a pulse on number 3. So I'm now on number 3. So having a pulse. So let's gonna recap. Let's gonna recap everything so far. So we do have on the fuel side and injection side of things, looks like everything is good. The only thing I haven't done yet is the coil packs. Because they are marked, they are new, I'm going to presume they've been checked. But we're going to quick swap one with another very quickly, just to make sure it's not the coil pack. We're going to also check the wiring from the coil pack to the ECU, providing that is good. Well, it's going to be a mechanical problem inside the cylinder. I might try to check for compression quickly, even though I'm going to have to ask for a compression tester, because I blew my one and never bought another one. But yeah, so I might do that, and I might put I might take the spark plug and I might put the camera inside, the camera, just to see inside the cylinder if there's anything obvious, if we see anything there. But yeah, it looks like at the moment it starts to incline more for a mechanical problem rather than anything else. There's also a ticking noise coming from the engine that I don't like the noise of it. A little bit weird, but that could, with the misfiring, that could be a cause of it. So I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's gonna do what I've just said, and then I'll let you know where we are. Okay, coils swapped, so number 3 is here now and number 1 is there. Let's gonna start it up and see what we have. And surely enough, comes back on number 3. Right, at this point, guys, I'm quite sure that this is going to be a mechanical problem. Maybe, yeah, sorry. Let's gonna measure the wires to the coil pack. Yeah, forgot about that. Let's gonna do it. Okay, let's gonna do some quick checks. So, ground. Yeah, ground is good. Yeah, ground is perfect. Okay, I was just measuring against number 1, but it's good. So then we have the primary and secondary coil. So let's gonna do the green wire first. So the green wire, which is gonna come somewhere here on my ECU. I can check the diagrams, but let me see where it comes to. A thick green wire. Dear, is that gonna be that one? And then orange wires, let me have a look. Okay, and the green wire on the coils is actually all the coils. The green wire is a common wire to all of them, and it comes to a plug here. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be this plug here. I pull it out. Yeah, there it is. So it's that green wire there. Okay. And that's connected to a capacitor somewhere. I don't know where it is. Doesn't really matter. So green wire. There we go. 0.3 ohms. That changes into a red and white over here. There we go. Now I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be nothing wrong with this wire, because if it was, this will affect all our injectors, because all our coils, because this is a common power supply to the coil by the look of it. Yeah, it's a voltage, so that's it. It's voltage to the primary coil. Now we're going to check the white wire, which is the trigger from the ECU. So we're going to move the multimeter wire, the probe, Y1, and that should come. Let's just check which one is which. Okay, here it is, D5. That's where it comes to, 0.3 ohms. So nothing wrong with this. So right now, guys, we have 2 options here now. We narrow it down to 2 problems, either the ECU or a mechanical issue on that cylinder. So I don't want to open the ECU until last minute, to be fair with you. So I think I'm gonna try to check the cylinder. I think that's my next step. Okay, and it's definitely not looking good. I removed the spark plug, and I want you to see this. It's completely covered in oil. Okay, it's not fuel, it is oil. Look at that. So I have a feeling that something is wrong inside the cylinder. Let's kind of put the camera. I'm gonna have a feeling that it's gonna be no compression on that cylinder, but let's just put the camera, just have a quick look, see how it looks inside. Okay, so I hope you can see the camera. So I'm going to first just put the camera on cylinder 3 like that. So I had to turn the crank to put the cylinder all the way down, and as you can see, it looks okay. It's full of oil, as you can probably see. It's quite wet. It's full of oil. Okay. And what I want you to see next is I'm going to put a mirror at the end of the camera. This mirror is to show the side of the cylinder, so it's going to show the walls of the cylinder. And I want you to look at to see. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay, so that's the threads of the plug, and as we go down, we're gonna see the top of the cylinder. So you can see there. Okay, so you can see that little bit of area there. That's gonna be the, somewhere there is gonna be the gasket. Okay, and as you go down, what I wanted to look at, I'm gonna see if I can rotate this, is the amount of oil that is dripping. Look at that, all that, look the oil dripping through the cylinder. Can you see that? I will try to see if I could get a different angle for you to see the oil coming down, like more oil in there. Let's try to, hold on, let me rotate the mirror that way maybe to see another area of the cylinder. Wall, so you can see there where the gasket is and up to where the cylinder comes. So right there, that's the gasket. Can you see the gasket in there? So that's the gasket. And when you come down, look, oil. I'm gonna try to see if I can see on the gasket where that might be coming from. Definitely not from there. I need to see where that oil is dripping from. There it is. Okay, so as you can see in there, so it looks like it's not even coming from the gasket, it's coming from above the gasket. As you can see there, it's coming from there at the top. So will that be from the stem seals, from the valves? Could it be? I think it's definitely too much oil inside this cylinder. But yeah, the next step, guys, is gonna be, next step is gonna be a compression test. Okay, let's gonna do a quick compression test. I'm gonna do number 1 first, just so we can have some sort of reference. So we're gonna crank and see how much we get. Okay, 150. Now let's gonna put it on number 3 and see how much we get in there. Okay, it's now on number 3. And same, 150. So looks like it's not a compression issue. Right, I don't even know, guys, please don't laugh. Right, so after all of this, just crossed my mind, that was one thing I haven't done. And the reason why I haven't done it, which probably you guys would do the same, or maybe not, was because of that. So I've seen this spark plug here, and there's another one there, so I thought, okay, so they replaced the spark plug. So I thought, let me move. So on a desperate move, if that makes sense, I thought, let me move one spark plug. So I moved the spark plug from cylinder 3 to cylinder 1. So I swapped them around. Yes, looks like the only problem, well, not the only problem, you guys seen the injector leaking. That injector is leaking, there's no ifs or buts. So that injector sooner or later is going to start to give issues. But looks like at the moment our problem is actually the spark plug. So let's gonna get some spark plugs and go from there, because oh dear, let me get some spark plugs. Okay, quickly just went and bought 4 brand new spark plugs. I decided to get the NGK ones because NGK is the original manufacturer for the spark plugs for BMW. The ones in there at the moment are Bosch. I don't think will be much of a difference, but you never know. So I decided to get the NGK ones. Again, they are the original ones for the car, and I decided to get 4. I really don't care if the owner is going to cry and is going to tell me I should have replaced just one. I'm going to do all 4 just to be on the safe side. And that's it. So let's put them in and see if that fixes our problem. But everything points that he will. Okay, I thought I would I would share these with you as well. And what I wanted to show you is the difference. I know it's a tiny difference, but can you see that one? Look, the new. So I have the washer on the right hand side a little bit lower than the one on the left, because the left one is one of those that compresses a little bit. But look at that, still. Can you see that the new spark plug is slightly longer? So, yeah. Not sure. It might be that every little helps to make a bigger problem. So let's gonna carry on putting the spark plugs. And yeah, but yeah, they are actually different physically. Okay, all done. Let's gonna try this thing now. Let's first clear these codes. See if we have any codes back. Okay, no codes. Let's gonna actually log out of this U. Let's cycle the ignition. Okay, it's gonna start it up. Moment of the truth. And definitely running good. Let me show you. Let me show you the exhaust. Good. Good. It's running good. Right, let me just see if it comes up anything for that knock sensor, whatever. Because of the way the car was running, it could be that did damage something. We don't know. Okay, so we have this one here. So it could have done that. That's the only issue now, because of the excess of fuel not being burned, etc., etc. and everything else. So you might, oh well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do nothing other than go for a drive and see if that clears. Could be that needs a good drive to eat up the cat, etc., etc. maybe, I don't know, but he's definitely driving fine. He's definitely not misfiring. Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely, he's running perfect. Let's just check the. This is going to be a completely different issue. I'm not going to cover that here. If I will cover this at all, I can only tell the guy now. But again, as well, guys, the fact that the oh, look at that now. See the difference? Still a little bit out compared with the other ones, but remember, we have number 4 now putting too much fuel because it's leaking. This car needs a little bit of money spending on it. Definitely it needs a little bit of money. Actually, because the car's been running so bad for so long, let me do something here. Key on. Let me reset the adaptations values and start the car again, see what it does. Okay, all done. Let's gonna start this thing again. Sweet, is running really smooth. Let me show you one last time. By the way, I put everything back on the car, on the engine bay, all the plastics. So let me show you the before. As you can see, the car is running really rough. And you can definitely see the car shaking. And the now, as you can see, is running really smooth. It's running perfect. Okay, so the only thing I want to do, guys, is now that the car is running okay, I want to go for a drive. I want to see if my catalytic converter goes to the values that should go, and see if it performs some sort of regeneration or whatever it needs to do, which won't do because of the misfiring. So we're going to go for a drive and we'll see what happens. I don't know if these values are going to change. That's the values we have at the moment. So yeah, let's go for a drive and see what happens. That's hot. Just a minute ago was really about 650 degrees, and as you can see, all my values just start to drop. So it looks like this is gonna fix it. So let's drive for a little bit longer and see how it plays out. And as if all of it was not enough, the car has a seized caliper. You can't really see it too well, but this disc is definitely, oh my god, this caliper is seized. So it might be better to return home and let the guy know as well. Yeah, definitely you can't really see it. You might be able to see in there. Yeah, this caliper is gone. Oh dear. Another thing wrong with this. Okay guys, I just got back home. I could not drive for any longer. That caliper had its days. By the sound, looks like the inner pad is already metal on metal, so there's no braking material. I can't check it, but it looks like from the sound it is braking, and when you're driving it vibrates the wheel like crazy. I just can't drive it anymore, so I had to come back home, but that's a different issue. I dropped all the way down to there for the saturation of the catalytic converter. It was still dropping, so I guess if I carry on driving it would carry on dropping. So yeah, it looks really good. I just want to do one thing here quickly. Ignition on. Let's just do a quick erase of the codes. If you guys remember, the code used to come back straight away as soon as you would start the engine. So let's gonna cycle the ignition. It's gonna start it up. Okay, a few faults, a service, etc. Doesn't really matter. Let's gonna give you a scan. Okay, that sounds good. No codes. So I guess whatever the kind of regeneration the car was doing to the catalytic converter must have dropped to value low enough for the fault to go away. But again, it was still dropping, so I guess if he carry on driving the car, it's just going to carry on dropping. It was not throwing any lights or anything like that, so I guess it's just doing what's supposed to be doing. And that's it really for this video. And I had enough of this. I just want to wrap up this. But for the engine running, guys, is running really smooth. That was what the car came here for, was for the misfiring, which we got resolved in the end. I know, silly, a spark plug, but hey, sometimes is what it is. And I definitely learned something with this car, which is also good. So that's it, guys. With no further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here you guys can find useful. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.